Hey everybody, this is Anna from Anna Lynn Plans, and I'm going to do a little dive into a very special planner of mine. This is my Always Fully Booked planner by Little Inklings Design. This is my book planner, which has a special place in my heart. Just a quick backstory. When I was younger, I hated reading. My parents tried everything to get me to read. It didn't happen until my grandma sent a box of my dad's old school things to our house, and inside was one of his old books, and it was from a series called The Happy Hollisters. Fast forward, I read the book and I was obsessed, and I wanted to read all the adventures of this family who solves mysteries together. And pre-automatic bidding on eBay, my mom and I spent a lot of time trying to buy books off eBay because they are out of print. They were from the 50s and 60s. There were 33 of them total. I devoured them, and that kind of just set me off as a ferocious leader. As a ferocious reader, and I read everything and anything. I got into college, I did my master's degree, and I started teaching, and my books kind of like leveled off. Like I didn't read as much because I was reading a lot for school, and it just didn't seem like something I wanted to be doing. Fast forward to a couple years ago, I really wanted to get back to reading because I had missed it and I love it, and it's a way for me to connect with my students. I read a lot of YA, as well as a couple other genres, but I wanted to make it a priority again. So I've stumbled upon Little Inklings Design. Megan is the owner of this little shop, and it's amazing. I missed out on her Always Fully Booked planner that year. Instead, I got something called her Novel Companion, which is a condensed version. It doesn't have a weekly spread. It has everything else and a monthly and all the other little note pages, but it just doesn't have the weekly. This past November, I pre-ordered this sucker. And for this year, it is my way I track my reading. Now, this totally could be used as a regular planner. I just choose to have it only be my reading planner or my book tracking planner. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, how I use it, how I kind of change some of the things in it, so that you can see. I'm always getting questions about it, so I thought that this video would be a good one to do. So it is a metal coil, the double coil. It has the metal edges. This guy's chunky already. I use stickers in this. You guys know that I'm a sticker user, so is a little chunky already, but chunky planners are the best in my opinion. Has this little strap on the top of it to kind of keep things all tucked in. So here we go. First page. First page is this business. This is a custom sticker by Shameless Stickers. You have a year at a glance. I don't really use this. Again, if I was using it as my main planner, then of course this would be used, but so Megan has included some important literary dates, which I think are really, really fun. And then she has a page for your goals. These are my goals. I hand letter in my planners. They're all blank, so then you can kind of use them. These are specifically goals to reading for me. If you were using this as an everyday planner, you of course could use other types of goals in here. This page is a blank shelf, obviously. I use this as my genre tracker. Megan's is absolutely incredible. Megan takes the spines of the books that she reads, and then she replicates them in the shelf, which is insane. They're gorgeous. You need to go check it out. I actually use this as a genre tracker. So I color code the different genres, and then I color them in when I read them. I obviously read a lot of romance, and I read a lot of YA. I have added, and in the last couple of weeks, I'm really excited, I've added two new genres for me. I added mystery and thriller, and then a nonfiction. I've been recently obsessed with graphic novels, so if you have any that you would recommend, please let me know. Okay, this is the A to Z challenge. I am going to hand letter these at some point. I'll make a video for you. And I use these Erin Condren sidebar Post-its to write out what I think I'm going to put as that letter, if that makes sense. This planner is a dirty planner. There's lots of post-it notes. You're going to see that. It is a fully functioning workable planner, so that's the reason why. We have a reading challenge. I have just not gone through and looked at these. I'm sure I've completed some of these. I've read so far 51 books as of today, so I'm sure I've got some that will qualify for this. I've already completed the rainbow cover challenge, which is really fun, minus the gold, silver, and the bronze. This one is on the cover, so things that are on the cover. I am marking what is on the cover and then what book I would use for that. Here's a spot for movies and for TV shows. Frankly, I don't watch a ton of movies and TV shows, which is funny because I used to be my husband would say that we were big TV watchers. But now that I've been into reading a lot more recently, I just kind of tend to do that, minus a few shows that we always watch like Jeopardy and Survivor. Okay, so this is what this looks like here. A books to read. I don't use this as a books to read. I use this as books read. So I put this cute little river and ink book sticker on here, and then I use this as a running list of all the books that I have read. So on the far left, I write the letter of the month that I read the book in. Inside the little checkbox, I actually put if it is an ebook, a physical book, or an audiobook. I write the title, and then I give it a star rating. This just gives me a running list of all the books that I have read that year. Megan has given us 3 different sets of these gorgeous favorite quote pages. I hand letter them when I get ready to do this. They all have post-it notes on here, and then I pull them off and I hand letter them. This is the book series tracker page. I don't really do much with this page. Not because I don't read series, but I find it really frustrating when I start a series and then you have to wait a year. So to me, this isn't as applicable because I'm not reading like series that have continuous books that are already out, but there are tons of series that you could be doing this with. Here's a wish list page. I mark if I finally do that or when they get released. 5-star reads and this cute little just one more chapter coloring page. Every month starts with the month page, and then it has a cute little quote next to it. We have the tab, and then it goes directly into a monthly spread. Now, last year I used the novel companion, and the novel companion, actually, this was where I tracked my reading because I didn't have the week to week. Because this isn't my everyday planner, I don't typically use this. I have some like washi in there to like mark the previous month, but that's really not how I use that. So I didn't fill out my TBR for January, so this is what it looks like. I'll show you one that I have filled out. New releases go here. Every once in a while I'll like print the cover of a book that is released in that month and the date. But this one I don't use this very often. I'm just more of a mood reader, so I'm like, unless it's something I'm highly anticipating, I don't really pay attention to when things are released. So this was the first week in this planner that I used, and I have since changed it. So originally I thought I was going to have a spot for physical books, audiobooks, and an e-book. Now, I typically have an audio, and a physical book going on at every time, like all the time. But I don't necessarily read all 3 of them every day. So I just felt like this was way too much. So the following week I kind of minimized this and I moved it towards this where I have 2 spots and I can change the icon if I need to. So an audio and an E, because that's typically what I read. So this is another one, audios and E. Here I actually happen to read 3 types of books, and I happen to finish them all. So I have my audio, my E, and then a physical print book. These little cute guys are my rating system from Peanut Butter Taco. So this is kind of how I have treated this. This kind of became my standard 2 spots unless I need to add a book, like I finish it and I start a new one, and I keep it in the same area. So this was an audio book that I read, the Poet X. I finished it that day, and then I started Trail of Lightning as an audiobook. So these are just some of the spreads. At the end of every month, I'll show you. This month was out of control. I was home, there was snow days, there was a lot going on. So normally nothing is on this section. I'll show you what it looks like. Looks like this. Bookish haul of things that you buy. I don't pay attention to the books that I buy. I just generally stack them up. So I don't write them down, but this month I had to put the books that I'd read because normally I print out covers and put them here, but I had too many to fit down here, so they had to go here. Anyways, the end of every month is a wrap up. So I write again the medium, the book title. I have now started adding page numbers, total books read, your favorite book that month, and the format. So I read 4, 8, and 5, print, e, and audiobooks. There's a spot for a little quote. January I didn't use any of this space because I had to continue my list down, but obviously you saw February, so I'll show you that. I put that, it's generally where I put the covers. There are spots for book reviews. I'm really bad at this. On my Instagram, I have a saved highlight where I have a format. It's actually from Megan at Little Inklings Design, where I rate and review and write like a little bit about each book. I really should be better about this. If anyone has tips and tricks on how to do this, I would love to know, because I like generally read a book and then I'm like, ooh, gotta go, next book, start it. And I don't really, have the time to like read and write a review. So there's a notes page at the end of every month. And this is where I'm a part of a Facebook group called the Book Democracy. And every month I choose to do tic-tac-toe. You can also do bingo and a 4x4. I do tic-tac-toe, which is 9 prompts. So I have prompts here, and then the books that I finish, I put in here. January, I read 6 out of 9 books. Obviously, for my wrap-up, I read more than 9 books, but they didn't necessarily fit into the categories, if that makes sense. And then you're back to the next month page. So I'll just flip through. Here I actually filled out a TBR I read. I highlighted the books that I actually finished off the TBR, which isn't always necessarily the case because I'm an uber mood reader. I try to read books that I have, but sometimes I'm just like, meh, I've seen this really cool book and I want to read that instead. And that's what I do. So here, again, I stuck with the 2 spots, and then I added an extra one if I needed to. Here, for example, I was reading a physical book, so I took out the e-reader sticker and put in my physical sticker. Here we go. So this one looks a little nicer. I am also adding in number of pages I've read, so that goes there. And then here I had the room to put my book covers. That I use like pick collage, and then I print them on my Polaroid zip printer to get my covers there. Again, this was I finished 8 out of 9 completed for my book tic-tac-toe. And then we go into March. And I needed to make them smaller this time because I read more books. I highlighted them for the 3 different mediums. And I did terrible in my March prompts for my tic-tac-toe. At the end of each quarter, she has this like quarterly check-in page, which I think is really cool. Current loves, social media stats, reading goal progress, favorite quote, and then I did not fill in this section, memorable moments, goal progress, things to work on. Since I don't use this as my general planner, I just felt kind of like I don't want to put anything there. I should find something to cover there or something. I don't know, something cool. And now we're into April. This is my TBR. All of these stickers vary from different shop to shop. A lot of them, all of the icons are coming from Avalon and Ninth. These quarter boxes happen to be from Avalon and Ninth. These half boxes happen to be coming from Avalon and I. This is this week. I already have next week. These are from Beyond Paper Flowers. I just decided to do a little bit of grayscale, change it up a little bit. This is where I currently am. So I've written all my books down. At the end of April, I will fill out the rest of my April wrap up and then print the covers of the books that I have read. Again, my tic-tac-toe. I have one more to go and I hope I can get it done. I need to figure out what book I want to read. It has to have the word lie or a variation of lie, lying or something in it. And then we're off into May. So this is how I use my Little Inklings design book planner. I'm always getting lots of questions on it. So feel free to put any questions in the comments below and I will answer to the best of my ability. So they go through all the way through December, obviously, and then at the back of the book planner, I will show you that. So December, in the back of the book planner, you have, this is 2020 wrap up. So just like those kind of quarterly check-ins, this is all of the wrap up. And then at the end, she's added some more book reviews if you would like to review books. She has some note pages. My husband has begun reading. I'm so proud of him. So I told him that I would keep track of his reading this year. This year he has read 5 books, which I am so very proud of. He has not read that many books probably in the past 5 years combined. So I am so proud of him. And this is where I'm keeping track of his. This is my book of the month. So these are super cute foldables from Beyond Paper Flowers. And inside I write my favorite book of the month. Okay, now this is not cute and pretty, but that's what a dirty planner does. It's actually being used, so this is how you see that. This is my 2020 Pop Sugar Reading Challenge. I have all the stickers in. The actual Pop Sugar Reading Challenge stickers are from the sticker patch. Melissa is amazing. Go. You still have so much time to try this. I think there's 40 prompts, 40 or 50 prompts, 44 or something like that. So what I do, and then these are from Avalon and Ninth, my favorite quarter stitch boxes. The way I do this is I write, and I actually keep them here. So like these are ones that that don't fit into a category, or ones that do, but I already have one fit there. I write a book that I finish on the sticky note, and then I put it on top of the prompt that I think I'm going to use it for. So I have Deathless Divide on a book that's published in 2020. I do it this way: Dearest Doctor, a book with a great first line. Hunting Prince Dracula, a book you meant to read in 2019. The reason I do the post-it notes is because they're not permanent, right? If I find something that I would rather have count for that category, and then this book can move somewhere else, that way I can just like lift it up and then put it down somewhere else. So at the end of the year, or whenever I feel like I have completed the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, I will then, of course, letter all of those books in. So that is how I track for the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge. And at the end, I don't know if you can tell, this is a pocket. So you have a double-sided pocket. There's a double side there, but it's covered in post-it notes. A double-sided pocket. And that, my friends, is my Little Inklings design book planner. I hope you enjoyed it, going through it. Let me know what you think. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go check out Megan. She's actually, maybe I'll upload this tonight. She's actually restocking the novel companion, which I'll show you. Mine from last year. So this is volume 2. She's currently on volume 3. Volume 2 was what I used last year for my tracking. But volume 3, a restock is happening tomorrow. So if you are interested in tracking your reading, it's never too late. I think I started my novel companion in February, March last year. So if you're interested, go check out Megan at Little Inklings Design. And if you are intrigued and want an always fully booked planner, make sure you follow her so that in November, when pre-sales go up or pre-ordering goes up, you can get yourself an always fully booked planner. Bye guys.